We are once again looking at swords and, well, the Japanese swords to be more specific. And let's go into a little recap again of the parts of a Japanese sword. You probably thought you were going to get away from it this time, but no. So let's go back to it. We have our saya, our sageo, our the kisaki would be down here, it's the point. Then we've got the moon, the hamon, the ha, the habaki, or blade collar, then the suba, the suka, the suka ito, and the kashira, and the rayskin same. So now that we've gone over the parts of a Japanese sword once again, just as a refresher, let's look at a slightly different kind of Japanese sword. This is the Bokken, or wooden sword. These were designed to basically allow for practice with a sword, and it has about the same weight that a real blade has. So one is able to get a decent feel for how to use the sword. Let me stand up here and I can demonstrate a little bit for you. So these bokken, or wooden swords, were designed, one, to cut down on wear and tear of the metal, more expensive blades, and at the same time reduce the chance of the person practicing with it from injuring themselves mortally. That's always a good idea. Start practicing with something that can't kill you, and then work your way up. So these are, that's what these are used for. And they find a place in the art of drawing the sword. So unsheathing it from the scabbard, like my hand is the saya, or scabbard. And it would be, get where I'm in frame here, just a quick motion up and out, and then around, and we're ready to go. And sheathing it as well, get it back in there, and all the way down. And that is a decent way to get practice on it, because it is an art form, something that a lot of people tend to not give it credit for, but it is an art form. Drawing and sheathing a sword in the proper way. So I've got this one, and I've got another one of these wooden swords. Now these aren't to be used in sparring. Reason being, they do have the potential to break. What they use for sparring, if I can get one, I'll show you, but it's called a shinai. And it is a bamboo covered blade. It's got an inner core that is then wrapped with bamboo up the length to allow for less damage to the core and the blade itself. But for what they are, practice swords, they are well worth it. Now, the other reason you don't want to use this in sparring is because it is nice hard wood. So depending on how hard it's struck, it can break off or it can break whatever it hits. And usually if it's hitting a person, the person's going to break, not the sword. So I'm going to just go over the parts one more time of a Japanese sword, and then we will call that it for this video. Alright, let's dive back into the other camera here. There we go. So we've got, let's start from this end this time. We've got the kashira, then the wrapping is the sukaito, the ray skin is the same, and the entire handle is the suka. Moving up, we have the suba, or guard. If we remove the saya, or scabbard, which has the sageo, or hanging cord, we get the blade. But before we get to the proper blade, we have the blade collar, or the habaki. Then we have the blade. And when looking at the blade, we have the back, which is the moon, the ha, which is the edge. We have the boshi, or the curved edge. We have the hamon, or blade pattern. And we have the kisaki, or point. And with that, we will call it a wrap. I will see you all next time, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, right here, let's move my head over, there we go, right here is going to be another video in the future for the next in this particular series. And over here is going to be the previous video in this series, along with a subscribe button down below it. So feel free to give that a hit, and Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and let's see. Oh yeah, be sure to leave a comment. I'd appreciate knowing what your thoughts are. Until the next one, everyone.